Hey, what is going on guys? Ben here, and today I'm super excited to walk you through what I think is the ultimate home office Zoom setup that'll really enhance your video calls from something that looks like this to something that looks like this. So what do you say we walk you guys through the entire setup, which by the way isn't too difficult to put together at all, and then I'll explain to you what all the components do and some of the clever features of this setup that'll truly enhance your video conferencing workflow. Alrighty, so let's start off with the most obvious component of this setup, and that right here is the camera. Now, this is obviously the most expensive component in the setup, but it's likely the least important, as really any camera with a large sensor and a good lens will yield really good results. Now, in this particular setup, I'm using the Samsung NX1 with a 16-50 f2.8 lens, but there's a lot of much cheaper, much better options that I'll leave links to down below in case you're interested. But any camera realistically, as long as it has a large enough sensor, will yield really good results, really good video quality, and will make for a much better image than what you could get with something like a cheap little webcam. Now, in order to get this camera actually connected to the computer and get in a live feed, we'll need a few things. So the first thing that I have is a mini HDMI to HDMI cable that runs down the back and plugs into this little device right here. Now, this is called an HDMI capture card, and it essentially converts the HDMI signal going into it into a USB signal that then plugs directly into the side of my computer, and that's what actually gets the video feed of the camera up onto my computer screen so I can use it as a webcam. Now, I'm also using this tripod, which is called a Joby GorillaPod. This has bendable legs, which allows me to perfectly position the camera at the proper height on the desk, allowing me to get a really good image on the camera right when I'm sitting in my chair. It's also great because it doesn't take up a lot of space on the desk. As you can see, I still have a ton of room to work with. It kind of sits off on the side, and it's really not intrusive when you're not actually using it. Now, what is the point of great video if you don't have great audio? So that is why I have this mic right here. This is the Toner Q9, and it's actually really inexpensive at only around 70 bucks, but it yields great audio quality, and it comes with this boom arm, which means I can position it right in front of me when I'm talking to the camera, or I can move it out of the way when I'm not actually using it. And this makes it great for keeping the setup as minimal as possible, but still yielding as high audio quality as I physically can. Now, the most important component for getting a really good looking image on this camera is actually the massive light right here. You can see if I go ahead and actually shut this light, the image completely falls apart. So this light is really key to getting that nice soft light on one side of my face for that professional, well-lit look. Now, this light might look quite daunting because of its size, but it's really quite simple. All it is the GVM 150S light on this simple stand I got on Amazon and a softbox. Now, this softbox is actually super lightweight, surprisingly so, and it collapses down fairly small. So this whole setup, even though it is big when it's set up, packs down really nicely, and it's super versatile. This light can connect to my phone via an app, so I can change the color temperature and the brightness of the light all from my phone, which means that it's super versatile to actually adapt to any lighting scenario you have already set up in your room. And it makes actually getting this thing set up super quick and easy because I don't have to fiddle around on the back with those buttons. And with its very large diffusion front, it makes a really nice professional looking soft light on your face that's really much better than you can do with something like a desk lamp or cheap little Amazon lights. Now, while it's definitely expensive at $500, it is definitely worth it, and probably the main thing that's actually yielding such good video quality on these Zoom calls. Now, the last thing that makes this setup so much more useful than just a simple webcam on a monitor is this teleprompter right here. This is made up of basically this little 5.5-inch monitor on a tiny Manfrotto tripod, and that hits this desk view mirror, which is essentially the actual teleprompter part. And that allows me to see whatever's on the screen right while I'm looking into the camera lens. So you can actually see the camera lens sort of hidden back there, but I can look straight at anything I want, and it will not look like I'm looking anywhere but the lens. So for example, you can use a free piece of software like I have here, which is called Teleprompter, and it allows me to actually put some text up on the screen, and then I can actually read off of it and essentially have a teleprompter right in front of me. You can also put your Zoom window on here and actually see who you're talking to when you're in a conference call. Sometimes I'll put notes up on that screen if I'm doing an interview and I want to have some notes ready to go. And my favorite thing is if you want to look really, really smart, you can actually open up Google and look up answers to things that you're talking about. That way you have all the information you could need right at your fingertips. And what's really cool is that because this is wired into your computer, You can really be creative and do whatever you want with this, because whatever you want to put on any computer screen, you can put right here and essentially have right in front of you while you're looking directly into the lens of the camera. So anyway, that's really all there is to this setup. It's quite simple, but it's really great if you have video meetings, conference calls. I've used this thing for interviews and video podcasts, and it yields really good results, much better than what most people have. And in this day and age where everybody's doing everything on Zoom, it's really good to set yourself apart by having a nice setup like this. Anyway, if you want to purchase anything from this video, I'll have a link down below to a kit where you can actually find all the parts from this setup, and you can mix and match anything and really build your own home Zoom setup. And if you have any questions for me, or you'd like to ask me about building your own setup like this for yourself, I'll have my email down below, and you can email me any questions you have about getting something like this for you. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks, subscribe, and peace out. I'll catch you all later.